Hello.
Hi.
Nice car.
Thank you.
Fast?
Faster than yours.
Are you sure?
Let's check it out.
Come on.
We were destroyed. Oh, how you accelerated. Hi all, with you Sergio, unusual beginning for our video, when meets M2 with a regular 2, but in fact regular cars on our channel almost none. Guys, we approached this video as responsibly as possible. This car, as the owner claims, has more than 600 horsepower and 800 Newton of torque. But before we check that, a few more words with the owner of this car. Well, already next to us is the owner of this car. His name is Vadim. Vadim, hi.
Hi all.
Vadim, you became the owner of this car not so long ago and you told me that this car has more than 600 horsepower and 800 Newton of torque. Naturally, I did not believe you. I tried to double check everything, and before checking this car on the chassis dynamometer, you said that in Ukraine it is the fastest car of the second series among all existing. Is this true?
Yes.
Guys, I basically agree with Vadim. I searched, double-checked, called my friends, and indeed, this is the fastest car with the Index 2, exactly the second series, in our country, and since Vadim is also the owner of several car services BMW, by the way his nickname, Garage Racer, the link to his channel is in the description under this video. It will especially appeal to fans BMW. He has a lot of interesting columns, by the way, one of them, American Chop, I really liked it. I suggest going to the dynamometer stand and taking measurements, and we'll have a concrete chat about your car there.
Great idea, let's go.
Alright, let's go. Okay, guys, we can talk a lot, but I suggest we measure our M2 and actually see how much power this car has. Because you can say one thing and get completely different numbers on the power graph. We're trying really hard for you, so what are we counting on? Of course we count on you to subscribe and click on the bell. You will be notified when our new videos come out, and we will make even more cool videos and cool races for you. And now we are finally starting to measure. We measured our monster. To be honest, on the second try, the car showed a crazy 628 horsepower and 782 newtons of torque. With almost 800 newtons of torque on a 6-cylinder engine and such a small body, the car should drive really fiercely, and now we will check it, because the competitors are already bored, the competitors are waiting, and believe me, they will be interesting. These dark horse guys helped us with the measurement, and by the way, they measured that crazy 8 that we broke. And we continue. Vadim, the car has 628 horsepower and almost 800 newtons of torque. Tell us where such power comes from, and we raise the hood, and what do we see? Can you say motor?
Standard model.
No, naturally, guys, we have reason to talk about power and open the hood of this car. There hasn't been an engine like this on our channel yet. This is the first legendary inline 6-cylinder engine, exactly the coolest engine in the last 20 years since M50 and S50. This is B58. Tell us where such power came from. What was done here?
Well, firstly, a Stage 3 tuning turbine is installed in this car. That is, abstractly, Stage 3 is a modified turbine, that is, it is a hybrid turbine. Take a regular turbine, give it to the service and get an already increased in size.
I would like to say a little more for the viewers. Firstly, I would start, of course, with the intake. The car has a zero resistance filter, and I am sure of it.
Yes.
Correctly. Secondly, this car has an oversized and larger intercooler, and thirdly, of course, the intake itself, which, as I see it, already has water methanol injection built in, but you say that this car does not use this injection now, because that you drive on fuel E40.
Yes, but it can also be used with e-fuel, but just as long as it is not tuned to water methanol and runs only on alcohol.
Between the intake and exhaust, of course, is the hybrid turbine, of which Vadim is very proud. What is a hybrid turbine? Guys, it's always the stock case, only the compressor wheels are changed inside, same situation with mine BMW. Vadim, let's elaborate on the intake and liquid intercooler you were so keen to talk about.
The B58 engine differs from previous models of BMW, as well as other conventional turbine engines, in that it does not have a conventional air intercooler. This is when air passes from the turbine through the intercooler and enters the intake, and in this car the air passes directly from the turbine into the intake, but in the intake itself there is a liquid radiator, which, with the help of antifreeze, transfers heat to the second liquid intercooler, and this is an enlarged liquid intercooler for Stage 3.
Жидкостный интеркулер, который уже с помощью антифриза передает тепло до второго жидкостного интеркулера, который уже тут стоит. И тут уже стоит увеличенный жидкостный интеркулер под Stage 3.
Sergey, also, of course, we must not forget that this car has a high-pressure tuning fuel pump for almost $2,000.
Tell us what Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3 are all about.
These are, you might say, abstractions. Each firmware manufacturer defines the name for itself. Usually for a turbo BMW Stage first is if you have a standard air intercooler, like on N55 or N54 engines. Stage first is just putting the software in without cutting out the catalytic converter and changing it to a downpipe and not changing the intercooler. Everything is standard, it's just software.
How much power increase will I get on Stage 1? By default, this engine has 340 horsepower. I come and say that I want Stage 1, that is, as you say, this is only software. How much power will I get?
Approximately it will be just over 400 horsepower.
490 or 410?
410.
410. So we get about 60 or 70 horsepower per power gain. What is a Stage 2?
For previous versions of BMW, such as N55 and N54, Stage 2, it is mandatory to replace the air intercooler with a more productive larger one, install the downpipe, as well as install the appropriate software.
How many horsepower do we get at Stage 2?
At Stage 2 we get up to 440 horsepower.
That is, we add about 100 horsepower to the standard power. This is the most promising inline 6-cylinder engine from BMW. Everyone has been waiting for such an engine for at least 10 to 12 years, so many people are now thinking about buying a BMW 340, BMW 540, BMW Z or BMW 2nd Series, 3rd or 4th Series with this engine. So it will be very useful for many to know about each stage and how much they cost approximately. How much does Stage 3 cost? This car has 628 horsepower and nearly 800 newtons of torque. How much did it cost approximately?
The cheapest option is about $5,000.
The cheapest Stage 3 option is about $5,000. If you choose more famous brands or buy, for example, a pure 800 turbine, as in this car, then Stage 3 will already cost about $6, $7, $8,000. I propose to raise this car and show you in general what a BMW, which has a range of 25,000 kilometers, and why we raise it, and what else is so interesting about it.
Почему мы ее поднимем и почему она еще такая интересная.
Vadim, I'll tell you one provocative statement. Four-wheel drive cars are boring, do you agree with me?
Well, that's what I thought too.
Tell me.
Well, before buying this car, I thought that BMW should be rear-wheel drive and with a manual transmission, but
Yes.
But with such power, I feel sorry for the owners of rear-wheel drive cars, because they have never experienced that feeling when you don't need any special tires, for example slick, you just press the pedal, and the car just goes how and where you want, and not at all slips. Well, it's just that I also have a BMW E46 Turbo, so I know what it's like when the car is slipping and not going anywhere at all.
But how, for example, to draw circles or drift? What do you say about this?
Well, in this car you can disable front-wheel drive with a smartphone in 1 minute.
Really?
Yes, well, it depends, of course, how long, but so far there have been no problems.
Is it some kind of firmware, so you reinstall the firmware and the car becomes rear-wheel drive?
Yes.
Guys, Vadim claims what this four-wheel drive BMW 2nd Series can also be rear-wheel drive, and the whole process is controlled by a smartphone. Of course, did not believe it, so another day we took this car again to show you how from the phone is controlled four-wheel drive in our BMW. Now we will draw a couple of rings, but before that guys, please subscribe, click on the bell, write a comment, because we have quite a lot of views, but not so many subscribers. You don't see how many subscribers we have, but in a year and a half it's less than 100,000, so let's fix this situation. Well, we're about to destroy new tires for you.
Now we will show you how to turn off the four-wheel drive. I work through a Wi-Fi. Before reinstalling the firmware, it is usually recommended to connect the driver's seatbelt, turn on the ignition, turn off the stove. The program is called X-Delete. We then select the X-Drive now. This is an elementary program. On and off. Now, on, I select off to disable 4WD. Now I press flash.
X-Drive was disabled successfully. Enjoy your new RVD car.
Which in translation means enjoy your new rear-wheel drive car. Now we turn off the ignition, wait about half a minute, and then you can use it normally. This is done in the same way that I transfer the engine chip, gearbox chip, i.e. I change the firmware from my smartphone. The same way I change the drive of the car.
Guys, I want to show you how perfect modern models BMW. Imagine, this car has more than 600 horsepower, and underneath it's almost all standard. Here the exhaust is redone a little bit, but the standard wheels and brake system, everything is quite strong, reliable and with plenty of power, and by the way, I want to tell you one thing, Vadim, I think you overdid it with the four-wheel drive disconnects. Because the car has only 25,000 kilometers, but, hell, it's all in oil, so what happened?
I think that this situation appeared after 10 or 15,000 kilometers, because after 17,000 we wanted to change the oil and were even surprised, but the level was normal, and recently after 22 or 3,000 we also checked the car, everything is the same in order.
Vadim, I know that in German cars there is a speed limit, it is 250 kilometers per hour, it is an unspoken agreement of almost all German manufacturers. Is there any speed limiters in this car?
Well, this is a car with chip tuning, in this case the speed limiters are usually removed.
What was the maximum speed of this car?
My speedometer shows a maximum of 257 kilometers, but according to time and the feeling of the maximum speed was about 280.
280 kilometers an hour. Today we will not break speed records, but I have a very interesting opponent for you. He is literally behind these gates and, believe me, you will be surprised. By the way, you have already wiped the whole dirty wheel with your funny tail. Do you own a service station?
Yes, 2 already.
You don't have any co-founders, companions, or anyone else?
No.
Your own.
Right.
Your first car.
E46 328.
Your first car ever.
Yes. I then lived in a hostel, earned up to $1,500, saved $1,000 every month, though I ate 1 buckwheat porridge, and a year later I bought a BMW E46. It then cost $11,420.
Awesome move.
You bought BMW 2nd Series. What surprised you a lot in this car? What did you like or dislike?
I'm a car fanatic in terms of acceleration. I don't know, I don't have enough acceleration. I want more acceleration. I want an attraction car. When you leave the house, and your favorite attraction is there, you sit down and go. I like it, that this car accelerates even on 100th gasoline from 20 kilometers to 515 horsepower. Sometimes you don't even notice if you drive on E40 or 100th gasoline. The difference is 100 horsepower, but it's not really felt.
What are your plans for this car? Drive it, enjoy it, or do stage 5, fly to the moon?
You know, when in Ukraine there were not yet BMW Stage 3 with engines B58 that go faster, then.
Nothing motivated you.
Yes, there was not much motivation, everything was clear, normal, I did not even try to figure something out, and now these cars easily go a little faster. I need to understand, thanks to what, go to the service, to tune my car, I need to invest time and money and try to achieve 700 horsepower, it should work, because my car is easier than cars BMW 340 and 4-wheel drive.
Well, it's 2:30 in the morning, our car is at a gas station, Vadim pours alcohol into the car along with gasoline number 100. And what will happen next? This man's name is Vladik, he takes all the measurements for you on a device called SERDJIO, and now Vladik will take measurements from 0 to 100, from 100 to 200 and from 0 to 200 kilometers per hour. Let's begin.
Let's try to measure from 0 to 100 kilometers. Damn, how powerful. Let's try to measure a quarter. What have we got there? Where's the quarter? 1/4 kilometer in 10.65 seconds.
Guys, now there will be an unrealistic race against our BMW of the second series 240, two BMW M2 competition. One of them is stage 2 for 540 horsepower, the second is a standard one for 410 horsepower. We took it on purpose and we understand that she will lose, but we just want to show you the difference. Let's move on. If this BMW M2 does not stand up to the competition, I have a super weapon for this case. This is a BMW M for competition stage 1 for 525 horsepower. If this car also loses, I also have a BMW M for stage 2 for 550 horsepower. Well, our first competitor is BMW M2 competition 410 horsepower. Let's go.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Stop. 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Our second series BMW confidently dealt with two BMW M2, so the time to apply heavy weapons is the BMW M for competition stage 1 for 525 horsepower.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Dude, say a few words to the press.
It was predictable.
Well said. Oh, that's okay.
We were destroyed. So, well, dessert, of course. We saved the most powerful car that we could find in about this class for our BMW second series. This is a BMW M4. It is not a competition, an ordinary car, but it has 550 horsepower. It is the fastest and most worthy a competitor for our cheeky BMW 2 series.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to race with BMW M3 and Garage Racer, which rides on alcohol. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3.
Guys, how did you like today's race? Did you miss racing? Honestly, very much. I promise that now in each of our videos there will be a race. Spring has arrived, summer is coming soon, temperatures are already normal, and we are already looking for worthy opponents. By the way, I did not expect our BMW to destroy all its rivals. Agree, it was cool. In fact, we had one more opponent, but at the last moment the driver refused, because he had an urgent need to fly abroad for literally a week. We will definitely come back to this car and that competitor, and this is BMW M5 Competition 2021. That's it, that was Sergio. Let's go. Look at me with a half turn, don't you strain yourself. Relax, you're so tense. Vadim, hi.
Hello.
Look at the camera and say, hi, okay?
Damn.
Silence. Calm down, I'm laughing because of you too, we need silence. Okay, Vadim, hello.
Shit, there it is again. Hello, everyone, right?
Yes, hello, everyone. We are preparing quite thoroughly. Guys, where is that noise coming from? And I actually prepared for this car. Whose is this? What the hell is this? Guys, red. Red. Racer. Racer.
Hey, where's Racer? Pump for $2K.
Why the hell did you buy that? Okay, we'll cut that out of the video. Wow, that's fucking fast, man. That's awesome.
We have Garage Racer in the frame, heck.
Look, look, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, isn't it? That's the smell of money.
Wiped out 2 tires.
Man, I'm sick of him already.
That's it, great. That's great.